Hello everybody, welcome to Nana's Journey. I'm Deanna and today we are going to start a new quilt using this block. We're going to have two flying geese, we're going to have a square in the square, and we're going to have a unit with a corner pop. I am going to practice my skill with folded corners. I have trouble with those, so that will be good. For the center square, I'm going to be using my squared ruler. And for the flying geese, I will be using my wing clipper ruler. Those are both from Studio180design.net. And no, I'm not sponsored. I just like their rulers. So I've got everything cut out. We've got some dragonflies and ladybugs and bees and worms along with some words. We've got some dragonflies. We've got some viney type fabric and swirls and raindrops. So hopefully it will all go together. I don't know the name of this fabric because it's really old, so you probably can't even get it anymore. So that's why it's not in the picture. I couldn't get it on my software because it's no longer available. So let's get to the sewing machine. Okay, I forgot to tell you the measurements of the things. For this corner pop unit, these are 4.5-inch squares with 2.5-inch little squares for folded corners. And I do have everything marked, you know, the lines drawn already. So for the center square, I use the ruler. For this, you place the ruler over the fabric and it'll tell you. And these are 3.5-inch squares that are cut diagonally. The flying geese have a 5.5-inch square and 3.5-inch little squares. And I will be doing the fast flying geese method. It'll do 4 at a time, and I think that's it. Okay, for the center square, you want to put the triangles and the square right sides together. Get the little ends even. Now I'll need to press that open. And now we do the same thing. We do a triangle on each side. I'll get that one pressed. And we have our squared unit, and we will get these all trimmed later. I'm going to make the other units, sew the other units together first. So for one of the flying geese, for the fast flying geese method, you have 1 large square and 4 small squares. And you can probably find a chart on Pinterest that will give you the sizes you need for depending on the size of unit you want to make. I should have got the other one out and ready too. Okay, now I will cut these in between the seam and get these pressed open, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to put another square this way, and then when we're done, I'll cut in between these, press it open, and we will have 4 flying geese from that one big square. Okay, let me get these cut and pressed open, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to make the unit that has the little corner pop on it. Okay, see now this one, you can still see the white background, so this one needs to be redone. This one covers everything, so that one's all right. This one's all right, and this one is not going to be all right. So, let me unpick these, sew them back up, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, that got covered, and that got covered. Okay, now I just need to trim off these, press these open, and then we'll be able to trim all our units. Okay, so now we have our units ready to trim. I believe this should be ready. These are 4.5 inch. See, there's a little less here and a little more here. So that's what I don't like about folded corners is, one, sometimes they don't always cover, and two, then they don't give me enough to trim off. So that's why I'm practicing this skill. I will probably start making some practice blocks just to practice skills like this, you know, points meeting or folded corners or, you know, whatever. So there's the 4 corners. For the flying geese, oops, just one. I need to put my lines in there. This is another thing I need to practice. My flying geese don't always turn out the best, the way I would like. This one turns out okay though. Okay, for the squared unit, I am going to put the crosshairs in the corners, match them the best I can. They don't match exactly. Okay, and this one is a good center. Now, I believe, yeah, the corners go in here with the corner pop towards the center. Got the flying geese with the raindrops going towards the center. And the other piece going towards the top there. Okay, now first I'm going to join all these together to make one unit. Then I will sew these units together, sew these units together. When I match these, I will put a pin in this corner here and match it through that corner there. And I'll just leave it straight up and down. And then I will match it up here, do the same here, get this row put together. And then when I put the rows together, I will also match these corners up with this corner so that all the points meet. Okay, here's our block. Now I just need to cut some sashing and cornerstones. They will be 2.5 inches wide and 2.5 inch squares. The cornerstones will be out of this, and the sashings will be this background color. And I need to finish making another 15 blocks. So let me get that put together and I will be back. Okay, we're getting ready to quilt. The quilt is sandwiched and I've opened my Procreate app and I figured out a design. The block will be one design. For the sashing, I looked for different sashings and I decided to just go with my standard leaf meander, and I will stitch in the ditch along the edges of the sashing. So I'll probably start with the sashing and then do the blocks last. But for the blocks I'm going to start here and then I'll do the middle, and then I'm going to come up here, do the curl, the leaf, come over here, go up a little ways, do the curl, this curl, that curl, come down, go up in the middle. This one will probably follow this stitch in the ditch, and then repeat. And then that just gets repeated all the way, and I will end up right here. And that is how the block is going to be quilted. Okay, Minky stretches and pulls very easily, so when I used the ruler it was stretching things, so I had to take that seam out, and I'm going to try it without the ruler. It seems to slide better. I had trouble sliding it when I was pressing so hard to hold the ruler in place. And I'm sorry, the lawn's being mowed in the backyard, so you might hear the lawnmower. So I'm going to try it again, and I put more pins in it to help hold things in place, and we will see how that goes. Okay. That's much better. Okay, the quilt is all finished. I don't know if you can see the quilting very well. And then there is the back. Quilting shows up really well on Minky. So if you want to show off your quilting a lot, then you can put on a Minky back. But thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.